One day I was in a park. They have to take your ID or your passport. So they take you to Dallas County, now to the big federal office, the immigration department office. So I met some guys in the immigration department in the lockups, and they were waiting for a transfer to be taken to the detention. So when you get there, you're given two options. An option to sign what you call voluntary departure, to be deported in 2 weeks' time, or in the next flight.
Next available flight.
The next available flight. I don't think you could have been hosting me here.
No.
Mi ningekufia maybe US kama kizumbi ama nilete huku nikiwa zumbi. I landed in JKIA like that. No bag, nothing. Not even a coin.
Not even a dollar.
Not even a dollar.
Hello Tuko family, my name is Kingori Wangeshi. Welcome to this episode of My Story. And our guest today is a reverend. He highlights for us his life here in Kenya and abroad in America, specifically experiences in a detention camp in Dallas, Texas. Let's listen in to one Reverend Kiama Wamaru.
Thank you, Reverend.
Yes.
Welcome to Tuko.
Asante sana.
These people know me as an apostle.
Yes.
So I'm delighted to be in the presence of a reverend.
I'm humbled also to be in the presence of an apostle.
Yes, they are apostle.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Kindly introduce yourself.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about you.
I'm a reverend and a founder of a ministry and a church known as Amazing Love of Christ Church.
Wonderful.
That's where I serve God.
Yes.
And so far so good.
Just a little bit background of where you've grown up here in Kenya.
Yes.
And then we get into your story.
Born from Murang'a, then we relocated to Kirinyaga.
And when did you get into ministry?
I started serving God when I was a young boy. I entered into the ministry of singing in the choir and in the Anglican Church of Kenya in Murang'a, St. James, the Cathedral Church. That's where I started music, singing in the choir. And then by the grace of God, I got born again when I was a houseboy. There was a time when I was in Form 1, I lost a chance to go back to school because I missed my school fees. So I did not go to school for 2 years. I just went for the first term in Form 1. Then after the first term, I lost the school fees. And, my parents were not able to raise it. So I became a houseboy. I was employed as a maid in Thika. And that's when I got born again after some time. And I started searching my soul and started composing music, singing in the church. And that's how my ministry journey actually began. Step by step until I found myself direct in the altar, serving God. So that's a little bit of my background when I was young. And that's when the calling started. So after staying for 2 years as a maid, went back to school, nikamaliza shule, Form 4. I was employed as a teacher, as an untrained teacher in a school known as Skyrimit Academy in Kirinyaga. Then I served there as a teacher, and I also continued serving in the Anglican Church of Kenya in Kutus as a youth chairman and a worship leader. So the talent ya worship leader bado ikaendelea. So when I was serving God as a worship leader in that church, hapo ndio sasa Mungu aliniita kabisa. Mwito ikachipuka. Because we started going for crusades, door-to-door evangelism, missions. I was still a teacher, but serving God on this other side. So one day, a chance came when the church needed an evangelist. And so God convinced me to apply for the post. And so when I applied for a post as an evangelist, it was a battle between me and my career. To choose either to continue as a teacher or to get into full-time ministry. So it was a tough struggle kidogo. Nitakueleza tukikuja hapo. Venye tulingangana na Mungu na nikakubali, ni sawa nimekubali. Yes.
So at what point did you now have the vision of leaving the country to go outside Kenya and specifically in the United States?
Yes.
And you tell us why you went there.
Yes. So when I went into full-time ministry, remember, when I was a teacher, I was getting a good salary. And as a young man, you needed some good salary. Yeah? But now when I was employed as an evangelist, the salary was like down twice. You see? And I was like, God, sasa ninaenda kwa church kulipwa pesa nduni, kidogo sana. Mungu akaniambia, it's not about the money. It's about where I'm taking you. So I went to Kateroni and we went and I prayed for 3 days and until God told me, I'm calling you and I'll be with you. And God gave me an assurance. And I remember nili struggle na Mungu. Nilimwambia mimi, unajua sipendangi siasa za kanisa. Nikamwambia Mungu, mimi, yuko nataka niingie full time ministry. Assure me. Sitaenda kuanza hizo kukutana na politics za kanisa. I want to serve you fully. Na Mungu akaniambia sitakuacha. I'll be with you.
Yes.
I never knew it was a journey and I've never looked back. I've never regretted why I ventured into full-time ministry because that's where my journey began. When I chose to be an evangelist, one day, one Sunday, we had a visiting preacher. And this visiting preacher needed to have an interpreter. So my vicar or my pastor told me to be the interpreter, requested me to interpret for this guy.
Where had he come from?
He had come from, he was the general secretary of a Bible college known as Church Army Bible College, Karel College in Jogorode. He was the then general secretary. Now he's a bishop in Australia. Alikuwa anaitwa Reverend Steve. Now he's a bishop. I interpreted for him and this is the person that God used now to push me to the next level of my ministry. Because I remember when I interpreted for him, he just opened up his heart and said, there is something in this young man that you guys cannot see. And he said he's going to offer me a scholarship to go for Bible college for 3 years without paying even a single coin.
Okay.
That's how I joined the Bible college, Karael Bible College in Chachame Jogorod, and did my higher diploma in theology for 3 years. And I paid nothing. So when I was there, I also now composed my songs. I got a chance to mingle with other gospel artists here in town. Then by the 3rd year of my Bible school, I was employed as a youth pastor in the Anglican Church of South Sea, Nairobi West. I served there for 1 year and a half, and then by God's grace, I got a scholarship. I got a chance to apply for a scholarship to the US, where my scholarship delayed for like 1 year. And then when I was issued the I-20 form and my visa went through, I went to the United States of America in the year 2015 in Dallas, Texas.
How was your first day
Yes.
in the United States of America? Dallas. TX.
Yes, huko Texas, called the Cowboys. I went to a college known as Christ for the Nation Institute. I'm one of those people who do things by faith. I applied for this college for what you call full work study program. But it's a program that you have to accept to go and work in college on campus as you continue with your studies. So zile kazi utapewa ni lazima ufanye. So my first day in Dallas, I knew nobody. So I just found myself in the airport. Taxi moja nikakuja, the taxi came and I told them I want you to drive me to this college. Now the best thing with the campus in the US, the system is well organized. Ukifika pale kwa parking, there are some students, like 3 of them, who have been set there to welcome the new and especially the international students. So I was taken to a room, to my dormitory, and here I am. And so in that room tulikuwa na wazungu wawili na mimi. I was the only black guy. But the institution was very friendly. The students were very friendly. It's a Christian college. People are very friendly.
Was this a full scholarship or was it part-time? I mean,
this was what you call partial.
Partial, yes.
Partial scholarship is not full. Partial scholarship is where they give you maybe halfway scholarship and you are working, But also you have to commit yourself that at a certain time in the maybe in the middle of your studies, you'll be able also to raise
The
some
balance.
percentage. Yes.
So did you have that balance? How
No.
were you to get it?
When I was in Kenya, I had to sign an affidavit that when I come there, I know I'll be able to raise it. Unajua, in Kenya, we do things by faith. But to be very honest, I had nobody to take care of that. I remember I was a very low person when I was here. I was just earning some basic salary. But I had to sign an affidavit committing that when I get there, I know I'm going to be able to raise that other amount. But I also committed that I'll be able to do any kind of work that they give me. You see? So what they do, they will give you accommodation, they give you tuition, they'll give you meals, with an understanding that at a certain time in the middle of your studies, you also raise these other amounts.
How much was it?
Wow, it was much. It was quite a lot because I think it's $5,000 per year. So for you to raise, they have to raise a certain amount, and then you have also to raise a certain amount. If you don't raise that amount, now the systems are deactivated. If you lose 20 hours, you miss or you lose a semester. And 20 hours is just a week. You just need to miss your class a week. Because I think every week tulikuwa tunasoma 5 hours. Yeah. So if you miss, tulikuwa tunasoma 4 hours. If you miss your classes, because it was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then 12 tunaenda lunch break. From saa 7 tunaanza kuripoti kwa kwenye unafanyia kazi. So if you miss 4 hours times 5 days, that's 20 hours. You lose your semester.
Just like that?
That's how I lost my semester.
You did?
Yes, I did. Because I never had the capability of raising the balance, and I lost it. And because I lost it, you have to be kicked out like any other student. You guys have not cleared the fee, munapewa deadline, munaenda home. Unaenda home wapi?
So home is now, you mean home is leave USA, come back to Kenya?
No. Home is clear from the campus.
Okay. You go to wherever.
Wherever you are, wherever you want to go. If you don't have any place to go, you go to the international advisor. He will call the immigration office to take you and to deport you. When you are chased out of college because of school fees, you are given a grace period of 6 months for your visa to remain in status. If you lose the 6 months, now your visa becomes invalid. You lose the status. So I was trying to juggle around between these 6 months so that I don't lose the status.
Yes.
So umefukuzwa shule, unajaribu unaona sasa umebakisha 3 months, hujapata school fees ya kurudi. So the other option is either you get a different college, which is a little bit cheaper, so that you can get reinstated.
Is that how you go to?
That's how I went to Criswell. Yes. That's how I went to Criswell College.
Yes.
I had a guy who was called Geshia. He could take me to churches, ananipeleka kwa kanisa fulani. I could go and do some music and sell my CDs. You know, I hadn't done my songs. That's how I started earning my dollars. Yes, and I started saving. And then on sometimes I could go even to wash some cars. Unaenda kwa Mexican garages, unaosha magari kama car wash, unapata dollars kadhaa.
As you're going through all these struggles,
yes,
in the US, how was your family here in Kenya? Did they know what you're going through?
Yes. Now, when I was going to the US, I had a wife and a child. We wanted to go. I wanted to go with the family. So I requested, that's why my scholarships delayed for 1 year. And they gave me the I-20 for the family. We went to the embassy and we were denied the visa 3 times by the American embassy. So I had to leave my wife and my kid with my mama in Kirinyaga and try to go for greener pastures. By and large, nimesoma shule, but now a bigger challenge comes in. I want to make sure that the 6 months have not elapsed so that my visa does not lose status. So I'm in my final month because the Criswell College gives you a whole semester. Wanakwambia you have to clear 3 months school fees. so that we can reinstate your visa back. I just needed $400. I had 400, I needed $400 to pay my fee. I remember my payment plan, nilikuwa nalipa 18th of every month. So on 18th, nimemiss the school fees. Now, they deactivate your card again, this college now. So you go through like whatever you went through the other college. So they deactivate your card. When they deactivated my card, wow. That final month is when I was hit by depression because sasa nimejua it is the 6th month and I have not been able to reinstate myself. And so my visa imeharibika. It was a little bit depressing and it was a little bit tough, very, very tough. I had to let go, I had to release and accept I've lost it. But it was not easy to accept because that's where I think I was hit by depression. Yes.
At what point did you get in touch with the immigration department for them now to have you in detention?
Yes. One day I was in a park and I was just relaxing. I think nimetulia kwa swings, masaa ya jioni, masaa ya saa 3 imefika. You had to clear from the park. And I never knew masaa ya kufika. Kama Huru Park, I think kunafaa kufika, kuna mahali, kuna masaa wanakuanga wameset. So pale, wameandika kwa kimawe pale nje. Ile masaa ya kutoka wewe hujui. Una swing, una relax mahali because unaona tu watu wengine tu wame relax tu. Kumbe mumepitisha masaa. So I remember that's when the immigration, it's actually not the immigration, the enforcement officers wa park wanakuja wanauliza, why you guys, what are you doing around here? And masaa imeisha. And we were many, like I think 20 or whatever people. And so what they do, they give you a ticket. $50 for the month.
That's a fine.
Yes, that's a fine for 1 month. But now the problem is they have to take your ID or your passport.
So the ones that they picked yours.
Yes. So when they picked mine,
they ran it.
Wakaenda wakairan kwa system. Unajua system yao inakuanga tu kwa gari. Wanarun jina nini wakaona visa invalid. So these are the guys now who call the immigration guys. So what they do, they give you the ticket and then they hold you
until the immigration officers come.
Yes. So wakanihold, wakaniweka kwa kasel. Wakanipeleka kwa kasel ya Avin police station. Si kuwekwa kwa pande ingine ya criminals. Sasa ni kwa a special kasel. They were waiting for the immigration department. The ICE, wanaitwa ICE. So the immigration department comes. Boom, they pick you up. Wanakupiga mashegere, zinaitwa ni machains huku. Na miguu. Mnasonga na wao.
Chains, not handcuffs?
Theirs, the ICE guys, they do the handcuffs. But the handcuffs ziko na kichain kingine kinakuja kinazunguka hapa, kinaenda mpaka kwa miguu. So they take you to Dallas County, now to the big federal office, the immigration department office. So wakati walinipeleka hapo ndo nilikuta wanaume kwenye wanakaanga. Yes.
It's like another prison.
So I met some guys in the immigration department in the lockups and they were waiting for a transfer to be taken to the detention. So when you get there, you're given 2 options. An option to sign what you call voluntary departure, to be deported in 2 weeks time or in the next flight.
Next available flight.
The next available flight. Wewe usaini ukiwa unataka kwenda home useme sawa niko tayari. Usaini uende. Ama ukatae uende detention kama wanaume wengine. So I think by that time I was a little bit getting tired. So nikasema nipewe hiyo form ni sign niende home. So I remember there is this guy, this buddy of mine, anaitwa Jeff. That is the guy who called me. Akaniambia wacha kusaini kitu bana. America si ya mama yao. Kuja tuende detention. So alikuwa kwa mavio, unajua wako kwa kihall kama hii. Wao already walikuwa wako kwa detention. I think the guy alikuwa amekaa like 1 year.
So you can be stayed for that long?
Oh yes, alikuwa amekaa. So wako huko majamaa wengi wanagoja basi jioni warudishwe. Walikuwa wamekuja kotini. So wako kwa madirisha kama hizi anakuambia, "We jamaa usisaini kitu bana." Nikasaini nikasema I don't want to go back. So I remember that black American woman, akaniuliza, "Are you sure? are you sure you want to go to the detention? Nikamwambia si ndio, kwani wacha niende huko kama wanaume wengine. Kwani iko nini?
Now this is a pastor with that kind of courage.
The courage, kwani imetoka wapi? Imetoka na hao majamaa kwa huku ndani. Yule mama wa ofisa kaniuliza, are you sure you're going to utatoboa? Utatoboa kweli? Ukiangalia majamaa huko ndani wamekula. And I'm like, oh yeah. Nikamuuliza, but for how long am I going to be there? Sasa huyo ndio alinitia uoga, aliniuzia uoga kabisa. Akaniambia it might be 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 3 years. It depends with your judge. So I cannot tell you for how long you're going to be there, but it's up to you and your case. Nikasaini hiyo makaratasi. After some time akapiga mihuli and he called an officer. Nikafunguliwa ile mlango and I joined the team. I joined these other guys.
Now you heading to detention.
Sasa tukaambiwa tugoje maskania buses zinakuja jioni. So saa 10 mnaingia mabasi, mlikuwa mnachainiwa watu 6. Like mnachainiwa 6 of you kwa miguu Umechainiwa mikono, umechainiwa miguu.
In a row.
In a roll, yeah. Then mnaingia kwa basi. Ukienda kustep basi pale una step unaingia. After kuingia unafunguliwa kwa basi hapa.
On the seat.
Yes, on the seat. Hizo mabasi ziko na choo huko nyuma. So if you want to go for washroom, unaenda nyuma. So we were taken to what we call Haskell Detention Center. Iko na huko border ya Mexican. Sasa huko mnaenda, mnatoa nguo zenu, mnapewa za detention. Zile marobu unaonanga za orange hizo Na there's a funny thing I usually tell our Kenyan people Unajua ni zile clocks mayouth wanavaa huku ati ndio swag. Hizo ni viatu za jera huko bwana. So unapewa zile kapewa ki orange attire, nikapewa hizo manini za orange. Kuna orange, kuna red, kuna blue.
What's the difference?
The difference is red, you are not just in detention for immigration issues. You also have a criminal issue. So red iko na significance ya kwamba huyu ni danger. Huyu ni even ni flight risk. And maybe you have a criminal record ama umetoka prison, sasa umeletwa detention. So kuna hizo categories. Actually mpaka when the wardens and the officers are handling you, wanajuanga either huyu amekuwa na murder case, drug case and all that. Hizi zingine zetu za orange ni migration issues, you don't have criminal issues and all that. So I don't know what blue meant. No, blue was for ladies. Kulikuwa na ladies, but they were in another block.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that way. I didn't know that was going to be my home for the next 8 good months.
How was it for those 8 months? And
wow.
Did your family know that you had been detained?
I have this point of contact with Pastor Kangara, who was now linking with my family. And he was also very caring. May God bless that man of God, because he's one of the people who never hakuachilia mkono wangu. He was like a father in America. Alinishika mpaka mwisho. He was the only person mwenye alikuwa anakuja kuniona detention. But again, driving all the way to detention, kuja kukuona is 4 hours drive. So alikuwa anakuja maybe twice in a month. After 2 weeks. So he could be able to call my family and tell them mambo inaendelea namna gani. The immigration department, when they arrested me, they said that I needed psychological attention. They say that these guys, actually before now taking you to detention, they say that I needed to get to a facility where you need to be assessed. So for them to recommend that you go to the detention camp, they have to be assured that you are psychologically fit. So they took me to a facility known as K Towers in Dallas, where I stayed for 1 week. And that is where I saw, and I was shocked by what I saw. The K Towers is a facility where if they pick you from the streets and they realize you have some disturbed mental issues, they fix you there. It's a facility within the prisons facility. For 1 week I stayed there, and what I saw was a little bit shocking. We were taken to the 14th floor. Kulikuwa na two rooms, some rooms ziko na vioo. See? Two rooms tudogo na milango ni ya kioo, unaona majamaa ndani. So unaona every room ni ka cell. Mlango ni ya kioo, pale kwa cell unaona jamaa ako peke yake. Jamaa hana shati, ako tu na kinyasa. Mwingine pande yako na kinyasa, mwingine ukiangalia wote ni blacks.
In cages.
In cages. You see?
But they're mentally sick.
And they are mentally sick. Wamepewa hizo madawa wamekunywa huko juu. And nobody wanalitanga chakula either ukule ama ukufe ama ukunywe madawa. Sasa sisi tumepelekwa kupewa hizo madawa za depression. I remember God sent an angel. Because tukiwa kwa line ili tupewe hizo madawa Mungu alituma askari wa Kenya ameajiriwa huko. You see? Tumepanga line, tuko watu kama 10
So
na...
are you going to get those drugs?
Tumepanga line watu kama 10 na kitu.
No, I'm asking,
Yeah.
Are you going to get those drugs to put you in cages?
We were now taken to the psych doctor there. Because already you have been assessed, you have some challenge. So the psych doctor was to administer the drugs to you.
To get into a cage.
Now that is the beginning of you getting to cages. So I remember this askari from Kenya comes very fast. Akachukua lift. Mimi niko kwa line, watu wamepewa dawa, wana kidawa kikubwa sana. Wanaenda hapo, ana sign, anakunywa. Napewa na ni lazima umeze na askari yako hapo. This soldier from, I think every other time in my life God sends an angel. Askari wa Kenya ameajiriwa Dallas. Akakuja nikasikia mtu anakuja mbio kwa veranda. Hello Robert. Nasikia kuna jamaa. So he was speaking in Kiswahili so that these other guys don't understand.
Yes.
Nasikia kuna jamaa anaitwa Robert hapa wa Kenya. Mwambia I'm here, niko kwa line tumegoja sasa. Ananiambia njoo bana. Nataka kukwambia hivi usijaribu kunywa hizo dawa. Usikunywe. Unaona hao majamaa wako huko ndani kwa cage? Utakuwa zombi kama hawa. Hizi dawa ni za kuwaroga, wanataka mchape akili ili sasa. You know when the police arrest you and they realize that you have some mental challenge or you have some psychological challenge ama you are stressed, now they realize wamekuarrest for the wrong reason. You know they should not hold you. So when they realize they have arrested you and you have some psychological problem, what they do to defend their case so that now wasikulipe, to defend their case, wanakuroga zaidi, wanasema huyu jamaa tulikuwa tumekuja tu kumsaidia, so that now you become now mentally sick kabisa. So that they confirm ya kwamba you are mentally sick, hujijui, ili ukae huko, wao wanapewa pesa na serikali. So their job is to make sure that the facilities ziko na watu.
And that is where you are going. That is the pit that you
I was going to that pit. Ningegonga hiyo ndawa. Ningegua.
But he saved you.
God sent that. I don't even remember that guy. I don't know his name. Alikuja mbio. Robert, tafadhali ukatae kusaini, ukatae hiyo dawa. Na wakijaribu kukuforce ukatae. Huku ni Amerika, na wakikupea bila kusaini, we can sue them. So ukatae, useme you're not taking any drug. So nikaitwa na that psych doctor woman, akaniambia next. Nikaingia, askari yako hapa. Akaniambia we understand you are depressed, you need some help and we want to administer to you these drugs. There were 3. Kikubwa kinono hivi, kingine kinakaa kifuniko cha chupa na ingine hapo. Akaniambia we want you to sign here so that we can help you. Akasema I don't need any help. Akasema if you don't need this help, you're going to take you to detention. Akasema yes, I'm ready for detention. You have to take this because you are sick. Nikasema I am not sick. Nikakataa, tukangangana. Nikamwambia I know the American rule. I'm not signing this document. I'm not taking the drug. You cannot coerce me. Na nikakataa. Kaambiwa Nikaambiwa kaa kando. Wakaita the next one. So nikarudishwa tena. So I did not take that drug because that was a trick of the devil. Ilikuwa nigonge your drug, after some days, I don't think you could have been hosting me here.
No.
Mi ningekufia maybe US kama kizumbi ama nilete huku nikiwa zumbi. If you have a son, you have a daughter, and they find themselves in those lockups, advise them not to take those medications until their personal doctors recommend. Nobody should coerce you to take any mental drug when you are locked up until you have either your family doctor, a personal doctor, or a person you trust that will tell you, yenyewe kama unaonekana unahitaji dawa. Don't take those drugs. Yes. Because mi niliona kwa macho yangu kitu ambayo sitaiona tena, na nikashangaa. Kumbe watu wetu wamekuja kukua zombies huku. That's something that I saw with my eyes, na nikaambia Mungu, I would want to rescue our people. Kama vile Musa aliona watu wao wakiteseka. So pray for your people when you wako abroad, wenye hamjui wako wapi. That's why unaonanga watu wengine wanashikwa wakiwa homeless huko kwa streets. You never see them again. Because the problem with the system is when they arrest you and they don't have any charge over you. Na wamekuweka over 24 hours. Na wamerealize you are not a criminal, you have no charges. What they try to do is now to implicate anything. Either wakupe hizo dawa waseme huyu jamaa alikuwa crazy, tumempata na huko akikula matakataka ama akigonga manyumba na mawe. They try to implicate anything. So that now they can criminalize you and defend their case.
You left that facility, you went to detention, you are finally deported.
Yes, now when we went to the detention, the best thing is that in the detention camp, they are trained to take care of immigrants. There is no harassment. It's not like now, Uko Keta was there. This now is a detention camp, and they are very careful with the immigrants because it's states versus the states. So they take care of you. No harassment, nothing. You can actually sue a warden. You can sue an officer and they are sacked. So there is no harassment, there is no intimidation, you have your rights. So when I went there to the detention, now that's when I found a psych doctor known as Dr. Neibach. I explained to him my life and all that, and now he had administered to me those medication known as Celexa. I took them for 3 months. I healed. I started picking up again my life, fighting my case. Through virtual video, I could meet my judge. Ilikuwa naitwa Judge Nugent, N-U-G-G-E-T. And I fought my case so well until I was already winning my case. But now the challenge is, he asked me, when do you want to go back to school? I said I want to go back to school anytime because I'm healed. The doctor has recommended I'm good. Okay. He said, now, have you found a school? So Pastor Kangara went to another community school and got a letter of admission. And he came and said, yes. And then the next time the judge asked me, where are you going to be accommodated? Pastor Kangara goes to a friend, a citizen, a father of Kenya, comes and with an affidavit. And this man says, I'm going to accommodate this guy. For the longest time that he needs to be in the America. So he comes with that affidavit. Napewa affidavit. Napelekea judge. Judge anasema, good, you have the school, you have the accommodation. Who is going to pay your fee? Affidavit inakuja. Imeandikwa hapo, imesainiwa, some Kenyan friends are willing to support this young man. Good, boom. And then the judge says, give me the final document and I'll release you the next thing in the morning. And this is where now everything went haywire. Because this final document was the bank statement. We need a bank statement of one person, attach it with the affidavit. An American citizen or a Kenyan American citizen who now commits themselves that they will make sure that they pay your fees so that you don't come back here again. Wow. Sasa hiyo ndio ilitafutwa. Pastor Kangara akatafuta bank statement, ikakosekana, ikatafutwa 3 more months. Still waiting, ananiambia bana, you know, the problem is no one in the US, most of the Kenyans don't want to give out their documents because most of them, and some of them, they have issues with the immigration. Maybe wamejificha huko, ama maybe wako na issues na tax and all that. And the problem with the mzungu is you can come as Mr. Kingori, ukuja na bank statement yako ya 50 million, useme I support this young man, na usaini affidavit, na nikuwe released. Now the problem with the immigration, now waanze kukufuata. And who is this Kingori? Anafanya kazi gani? Akona status huku. You know, visa yake ni gani, ime expire. Ni drugs anauza, ni nini anafanyanga, hizi pesa anatoanga wapi? Analipa taxes. So wanaanza kukufuata. At some point unasikia nao umekuwa arrested, detention. So no one, most of the immigrants there, wanapendanga documents zao zikuwe run kwa computer za systems za US. So that's how I lost it. Nika miss a bank statement. Now November comes in and Trump comes. Trump anachukua ushukani. Trump amekuwa president. We wanted, is it Hillary? We needed Hillary that time. That was 2018. Yes. So Trump ndo huyo. Trump ndo huyo ameingia, amechukua ushukani. I remember tukiwa detention tukiangalia hizo news.
It was 2016.
2017.
2016.
2017, I think. Yes.
It was November 2016. It's in 4 years. 2016,
Yes.
2020, 2024.
Yes.
It is November 2016.
Yes. So Trump's get in there. Amechukua kiti. See? Na ukumbuke alikuwa amesema nini?
The migrants will have to go back to their places.
Yes. So wakati tuliona Trump ameingia, obvious, you lose hope. When you lose hope, there are two ways. November is here. I remember it was November 28th. Kuna flight inaendanga Africa. So 28th November unapewangwa chance ya detention, mnaletewa karatasi zinaitwa voluntary departure. Do you want to go home for Christmas or you want to remain in the detention? So if you miss that flight yenye inaenda, utakuwa Christmas detention. Utakulia Christmas detention. Court zote zinaenda recession. Majaji wanaenda holiday. So mtakutana February na judge. Ikiwa utataka kwenda nyumbani, the next flight itaenda April. If you miss ya April, utaenda August. So zinaendanga mara tatu. April, August na ya November. So makaratasi zinaletwa, forms zinaitwa voluntary departure form. This is also very important and very key. It's a form that I never knew. Hapo ndo unasemanga I don't want any other case. I just want to go home. Hiyo form mzungu hata kuambia kuna form kama hiyo. There is no mzungu anasemanga ignorance has no
defense.
No defense. So ziko huko, but there is no mzungu that will come and tell you there is this form yenye unafaa kusign ili uende nyumbani. Remember the detention camps. This is also a secret that they don't want you to hear. The detention camp is a cash cow. This is another secret that I want to unravel.
How is it a cash cow?
You might not want, they might not want me to say it. Lakini sasa I'm in my land. I'll let people know. Detention camp is a cash cow. There are bed spaces. There is that kuna ile bed space wamepewa limit. For the government, the federal government to fund that detention camp, ni lazima wakuwe na capacity ya watu kiasi, ya watu fulani. For that camp to be funded by the federal government, to be given funds, food and all that, ni lazima capacity ya vitanda ikuwe wamejaza watu kama either whichever 1000 wamesema, ikuwa every day, yani kwa register every day.
Yeah, there is that number.
There is that capacity. Isiende chini. There is the minimum. So if the bed capacity is 1,000 men and 1,000 ladies, they have to maintain that one. That's why the ICE, the immigrants,
They don't tell you about the voluntary departure form.
they don't tell you about the voluntary departure form, and they are very fast kwenda kuchukua kushika watu walete detention. Kazi yao ni kujaza huko. Kwa maana wakikuta kwamba hakuna watu, funds hazitaingia. So hakuna mishahara, hakuna chakula. So watu wengi wanafungiwangwa huko wajaze vitanda. Yes. So that's why watu wa immigration wanakibianga sana haraka sana wakisikia kuna kesi ya immigration. Okay. Leta huyo tujaze huko. Na wanalipwa bado wanapewa commission. Yes. So that's a cash cow. Hiyo ni biashara. Imehit sana huko US. They don't care about you, your family ama whatever. Wewe kuja jaza vitanda huko. Pesa itoke huko. That's a cash cow. Detention camp there, that is a cash cow. So nikachukua hiyo form, nikaitisha, nikasign, nikasema nataka kuwa kwa flight ya November. So if you're there and you want to go back home and you have a relative mwenye ako in a detention camp and they don't know how to go and request for a way out, waambieni waitishe kitu inaitwa voluntary departure form. Unajaza unasema no consent, you don't want anything to do with the US government again, you want to go home. So wakati nilijaza hiyo, mpaka warden na officers wakashangaa, wakaniuliza, Robert, you want to go home? You've given up? Yeah, sema yeah. Wacha niende.
You came back. You came through the voluntary departure.
That's
process.
Voluntary departure process, but it's all deportation. Deportation kuna ile forced deportation, unaforsiwa, unaenda.
This one is voluntary.
This is voluntary. Now the voluntary departure, the best thing with that, hawakuharibi that hatuwezi rudi America.
Okay.
Wanakupeanga 10 years timeline. Sasa mimi nilitoka 2017. Sasa
you can only go back
I can only go back after 2027 after November 28th.
Okay.
Hapo ndio miaka yangu 10 itaishia. So I can reapply and go back. Lakini sasa huko nitaenda kuhubiri na kuchotelea madora nilete.
Haya.
Siwezi enda kukaa tena huko.
Perfect.
Yes.
You land in Kenya. You people are expecting that you are coming from America. I mean, you must have done your studies. Now you are back. What do you have?
My people are expecting that I'll be back, but they never knew which day. So ukisign voluntary departure mnaitangwa mapema sana, saa 9 usiku, asubuhi wengine wakidozi. Nasikia kama mlango imepigwa. So already sasa after 3 months nilikuwa nimetolewa kwa ile kirumi ya watu 8, nimejoin na kina Jeff. Nimekuwa senior. Kapewa karumi yangu, ile unatulia. So nikakuja nikatolewa kwa karumi yangu. Unaambiwa pack up your bags, saa 9. Kwanza tukapelekwa Washington, tukajoin with the other guys from other detention camps. Tukaingia tukapelekwa kwa ndege. So hapa ni lazima uletwe na your officers. Nikaletwa na officer wawili. Kiti huko kwa kiti moja, mmoja hapa, mwingine hapa. Lakini hauna chains, you're in your plain clothes. But you don't even have a single coin, you don't have your clothes, you don't have your belongings. Vile umetoka detention,
just the way you're dressed.
The way you are.
A passport.
Passport yako ni lazima ukuwe nayo.
Okay.
Watakurudishia na kasimu yako. Si walikuwa nazo pale. So ukitoka detention wanakurudishia, unavaa nguo zako.
That is how you came to Kenya, like the way you are right now.
Like the way I am. Actually, I remember I had my jeans and a jacket and a t-shirt. When you do the way you had been arrested, these are the clothes that they come and put in a zip bag. When you get to the detention, the zip bag is so clean, so those clothes stayed there. Your phone, everything, they stayed there for 8 months. When you're getting released from the detention, you unzip your bag, you get back your clothes, boom, and you say kwaheri to the detention.
That is how you landed in Kenya.
I landed in JKIA like that. No bag, nothing. Not even a coin.
Not even a dollar.
Not even a dollar. And then after they hand over your passport, inaandikwa, kwa records, umerudishwa, wale hawapati ruhusa ya kuingia. So they were going all the way to South Africa with another team, wenye deportees wa South Africa. So this Mexican officer ndio alinipea $20. You know, Mexican wanatufeel ni kama Makenya, unajua wamepitia shida. Wanafeel Kenyans na pain zetu sana. So I remember this guy ndio alinipea ka $20, kananiambia, I got you man, I got you boy man, don't worry my man. I got you man, don't worry. Naambia manze, I'm home man, I'm home, I'm good. But all the way when I was coming, I was asking God, nimefika JKA, nitaenda Kirinyaga aje? How do I go to Kirinyaga? I don't have even a single coin. God produced an angel. You know, every time in my life I've seen God make sure that I'm getting to my end. When I'm getting to that very end,
He comes and picks you up.
Oh yes, He brings an angel. That's why I've nimejifunza kuwa na ngoja Mungu. the very last hour, Mungu anatumanga mtu. I had not asked for anything from that guy. I had not shared anything. I had not told them anything. But I think it just came out from God. Kaona tu amenipatia tu ndio akaniambia, got you my boy. Don't worry. So nikaenda hapo kwa bureau. Boom, nikabadilisha. I think I got a 2K or something, 1900, something like that. Boom. And I'm like, wow.
Now you're home. You can go home.
Sasa ni kujaribu kutafuta basi za kwenu, kuingia mama KBS mpaka Tao. Kufika Tao, I remember I told God I don't want to go home like this. You know, it's a shock. It's a surprise to people. I know they'll be happy, but again, you've not alerted them. Nikafika tea room. Sorry. And then I decided I'm not going to go home. Let me go to a prayer center known as Mount Olives. I went all the way to Mount Olives, on your way to St. Paul's Rimuru. It's a prayer center that I was usually going every other time when I was in Kenya for prayers. Catalonia was far. I had not left Heaven's Gate. When I came back, I later learned about Heaven's Gate. But now I knew Mount Olives. I just went and stayed there for the weekend. I think it was like 2 days. I just went to meditate and pray, and I told God, please help me not to go back to depression. Because this was something so weighty, it was something so tough, I could not, now I had to start facing the giant. The issue is, I'm home, I'm deported, I got nothing. Even my best clothes, my suits. If you look at my songs, zenye nilikuwa nimeimba kitambo, suti zangu zote niliacha US. Clothes zinaitwa nini? Za uchu. Nilikuwa, I had already been commissioned as an Anglican captain. My robes and everything, zote nikacha na huko. So every attire that I had gone with,
you did not come back with.
I never came back with. And remember when I was going to the US from Kenya, nilikuwa nimejigawa, nilikuwa zile nguo zingine zangu nikapea some relatives, shika hii
and friends.
Nilirudi sasa bila. Sasa mpaka zile nilipeana niwende ukatafutirie. And I think every time God wants to do something in your life, he makes sure that ameanza upya na wewe. Amekustrip everything.
Talking of kuanza upya.
Yes.
What are you currently doing? Because there's something that we've seen around here.
Yes. So when I came back at Mount Olives, I called back home, boom. And I told Mama, I'm in Kenya and I'll be coming on Saturday. So they did a meal, the prodigal son is coming back. So nikarudi. My mom hugged me, kalia kaomba and all that. And by and large, nikajikuta home. See? Sorry, after that I lost that family because my wife, my kid, they could not be able to move on with me.
Or did they leave at that point because you were not available, or?
During those challenges is when now I lost the family. But when I came back, she was there to receive me and the daughter. But after some time, she was not able to move on. I think the weight was too much, the expectations and all that. So I don't blame her, but I lost it. And she went. But I still love that daughter, my daughter Joy. I love that daughter. But I pray for them. But I had to accept that, yes, this is it. I am alone. It is over. I have to start afresh. So right now, currently, you remember when I was in detention? That's when God told me, I want to take you back to the country and I want you to go and serve me. Go and start a ministry. And I came and I started a ministry known as Amazing Love of Christ Church.
Like you started your life when you came back from the US?
Yes.
From scratch?
Yes. Oh yes. When I came back from the US, I had to start from scratch. Oh man, you got no dollars, you have nothing. You have to start, mpaka socks unanunua.
Ulimbadilisha yenye iko kwa Mungu.
Yes. Yani Mungu anakuanzisha pale chini. Chini. Yani hapo ndo unalearn ku trust Mungu.
And that is what is happening there.
That is now what is happening there. God has helped us. We have leased that land. We have signed the lease. The owner of that land is a father to a bishop friend of ours from Patmos. And the father has released that land for us for the next 3 years. and we are building the church. We want to build the church at that place. I think you have seen we have started from the ground. Yeah, mi nakujanga shati naenda tunafanya kazi.
Yes. Seen that.
Yes. Tunafanya kazi pale. We are trusting God to give us a mega church because that is where our headquarters will be. This is where our headquarters will be. And this is where we want to give the love of the reason I gave my ministry the name Amazing Love of Christ is because I want to give love to the community. And watu wa hii community, they are very lucky because our church is a church of showing love to the community. It's a church where we shall show love to those that are going through depression, those that are going through deportation, those who have gone through tough times. I thank God I came back whole, sane, and I can be able to minister to our people, give them hope, give them love, and share the love of Christ with them. And I want to encourage every other person who have gone through deportation. Life does not end there. Ikuwa umesuffer deportation, umeenda through depression, divorce, kuna Mungu wa chance ingine. There is a God of a second chance who can be able to raise you up again and help you come back. So we invite you guys to come and help us launch the church. We also invite our members and our partners and our friends to come and also be partners in our ministry.
Please, give out your number right now.
Yes, if you want to support us, actually right now tunataka watu watupee chuma na mabati tujenge kanisa bana. Unaweza jitolea ulete mabati, hata usitutumie pesa, niulize kanisa yuko wapi, leta tutaki mabati ya choo. We want to build with box profile mabatis. You know, we want to build a house for God, a smart house. Tuleteni mabati bana. Tujenge Mungu kanisa. You can take my number 0796 773 946. That is 0796 773 946. Registered as Robert Wamaru. So if you want to give us your support, you can give us your support through that number from the US, from Kenya. You want to partner with our ministry, you want to purchase instruments, we continue tunataka bado kupata instruments. Lakini right now what we need is to make sure that tumemaliza kanisa. Na wakikufukuza US, kuja Kenya, rudi nyumbani. East or West, home is best, man. Yes.
Talking of a God of second chances.
Yes.
He has given you a second chance in marriage, hasn't he?
Oh yes. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He has given me a lot of chances, and sooner or later I'll be inviting. I will be after we launch the church. Nitawaitia a very big wedding. Kwani niko nini? Nitawaita.
Yes.
Harusi tunayo. Harusi tunayo. Harusi tunayo
Tunayo.
Bas.
Thank you very much.
So mambo ni pole pole. Kwanza tumalize madhabahu and then the rest will follow.
Absolutely.
But we thank God. He is a God of a second chance. He healed me from depression. He saved my life from detention, and he can also save you from every storms of life that you might be going through. Don't you dare give up. Don't you ever give up in life. Don't go to alcoholism. Don't go to drugs. Don't commit suicide. Don't get into prostitution. Kuna Mungu wa a second chance, man. You know, and even if they deport you from whichever country they deport you from, yeah, don't ever give up. Kwa maana kuna Mungu wa a second chance.
For those who understand your native language,
Yes.
which is Kikuyu,
Yes.
you are a singer,
Yes.
you're an artist, you're a minister.
Yes.
What is the YouTube channel so that they can see some of your...
Yeah, my handles are Evangelist Kiama Wamaru official page. Evangelist Kiama Wamaru official page. When you get there, go subscribe, like, share, and fanya mambo. Kwa hiyo channel yangu utaona mambo yetu yote pale. We have also opened a YouTube channel ya kanisa. Inaitwa Amazing Love of Christ Church, where I'll be sharing sermons.
Lives have changed, stories have changed.
Yes.
You are such an inspiration.
Amen.
And may your ministry stand and grow.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
For sharing. I think your story cannot be told within such a short time.
Yes.
But we are happy for what we have been able to get out of you as a fountain.
Yes.
We have drawn something.
Yes.
Some inspiration.
Amen.
Thank you.
And I also thank you so much to Tuko Media for this wonderful platform. I don't take it for granted.
You're
we
welcome.
take these platforms like pulpits.
They are.
Because I know out of this platform, We shall reach a lot of people in Australia, in Canada, in US, in the UAE countries. I know we shall reach people wakiwa kwa beds, kwa hospitals, prisons, through your media station. So may God bless your media station, and also I expand na our peleke to the next level, because also what you have done today, may God now take you to the next level that you guys desire.
Thank you.
God bless you so much. Tunawapenda sana. Tukutane the next episode, tuone vile Mungu atakuwa amefanya.
Reverend Kiama Wamaru has already done the conclusion of this episode.
Yes.
I can't add anything. I can't subtract anything. My name is Kingori Wangeshi. This has been my story right here on Tuko. We are hosted in a church, Word of Faith, here at Juja.
At Juja, Word
Amani.
of Faith Church, Amani.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Until next time, bye-bye. God bless you.
Asante.
Thank you very much.